I'm Steve.
And I'm Les.
And this is another episode of Tabletop Tasting, Sip, and Play. Les, what did we play?
Today, we played Marvel United Multiverse. Now, Marvel United is a series that started back in 2020, and it had this massive, wildly successful Kickstarter campaign. It was followed up a year later with the Marvel United X-Men, which was another wildly successful Kickstarter campaign. And now, we've just received in the last few months the Multiverse, which again was a wildly massive Kickstarter campaign.
Massive doesn't really even begin to describe it, right?
It's funny. I thought you were going to dispute that it's massive.
No,
it's insane.
What's bigger than massive? Gigantic, gargantuan. Like it's bigger than massive.
Yeah, each season is like 15 to 20 actual cardboard boxes, games. So my gaming shelf has 2 rows just dedicated to Marvel United. We have a bunch of the Multiverse boxes up behind us here, but the game is huge. There's so many characters. And what Marvel United Multiverse does is it brings in a bunch of those multiverse characters that we know and love, or that we're getting to know through the cinematic universe and whatnot. The gameplay is essentially the same regardless of which version you have. And that is each player chooses a hero and you choose a villain to go up against. And one of the magical things about this game is that each villain that you choose changes the core rules of the game, so that every different villain that you choose to play with creates a brand new gameplay experience. And they've got different cards that go along with them, and they've got different threats that come along with them as well. And those really change up how you have to think about things and strategize as you're playing against the villain. But essentially, each hero's got their own unique deck of cards, and those cards have symbols at the bottom that allow them to either move, do a heroic action, do a punch action, or a wild card, which is do any of those actions. And then whenever you play a card, the next person after you gets to play a card, and they get to use the symbols at the bottom of their card and the symbols at the bottom of the previously played cards. And then after going so many times, then the villain goes and they do their things. And it's a really enjoyable game, and it is my favorite cooperative board game. The only thing that makes me a little bit sad is there are so many heroes and so many villains in this game. There's no way I'll ever get to use every single hero, or even play against every single villain. The original box, I think, had 20 or 30 villains in it. The new one, I haven't counted them yet, but it's probably on par with that. There's so much game packed in here. But what we played today was just the core set, none of the upgrades or add-ons to it. And I really enjoyed it. Steve, what did you think of that gameplay experience?
So we've played the core a number of times, and Emperor Doom kicked our butt. He just seemed to always be one step ahead of us. And I remember from playing in the past, we've played against Doom, but he just definitely was not as difficult as he was this time, which was fun. And I got to play with a different Loki as well, who had a ton of wild cards, but he only got like one move out of each of those things, or one action out of each. So it's a very, very enjoyable game to play. I'm not usually a huge cooperative game player, just because, again, someone's gonna take over and kind of tell you, okay, you gotta do this or you gotta do that. But we work really well together, so we just let each other do our thing.
Apparently not well enough to win, though.
No.
Doom did kick our butts.
He did. But it was still enjoyable, and it was still fun. We actually took a number of hits to him as well, and we were able to do our, whatever these main objectives are as well at the beginning. So we got to clear all those threats as well. So it felt like we were getting somewhere. We just didn't get to the end of being able to take Doom out.
Yeah, and there's a few core things that this version does a little bit differently. Like, it added gear cards. And those gear cards I really like. You have to sacrifice one of your wild cards from your deck to use them. But the gear cards on their own add a lot of flexibility. And I like that you can do various events to get them recharged or refreshed. And one thing that was cool is that this starter set included gear cards for, the heroes that came in the box, but it also has a set of gear cards for the original core set as well, from the original Marvel United. So your Iron Man and your Black Widow and your Ant-Man, they can all get these abilities as well. And then there's a number of generic gear cards also that anyone can pick up and use. And that one little variance, I like the change it made to the gameplay. I also noticed with this version as well, there's a lot more text on the cards as well. In the original Marvel United, you may have 1 or 2 cards for each hero that had specialized text. In this, it seems there's a lot more of those in every single deck.
I really enjoy this game, and it's fun. It really is like an enjoyable game.
Yeah, and I like the new locations they've included in this as well. They all have, after you clear the threat on them, some special ability that, you know, helps the team out. And I like the abilities that these locations have and add to the game as well.
Yeah, it was good.
So this is Marvel United Multiverse.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. I find the villains a lot harder than in the original core set.
Tough.
But that may come with, you know, I'm sure as we play more, we'll be more effective. And also, choosing your heroes to go against the villain may make a big difference too. We used Loki as well, which was really super cool, and I used Black Panther, but you know, not a lot of punches in there, which would be really useful. Against,
we could have used
these,
a few more punches.
villains.
Yeah.
So Steve, what did we enjoy during our playthrough of Marvel United Multiverse?
So I think we both thoroughly enjoyed it. In fact, we can see that our glasses are empty, so we're going to have to do a little bit of a fill up here. So what we enjoyed while we played the game is unabashedly simple, Mr. Peat.
Mr. Peat.
And it's so funny because I think that this really goes well with this game just for that fact. It's exactly what it says it is. There's no guessing as to...
Is there any peat in that,
Is this going to be peat? Is this going to be a little smoky? Yes. Yes, it is. In fact, okay, so let's pop it open because we need a little bit more here. Ooh,
not bad.
Nice, yeah. So, Mr. Peat is a single malt Scotch, so it is from Scotland.
Look how clear
It's
that is.
so light. And so the first time we popped this guy open and enjoyed a little bit, that was the first thing I thought, oh,
there's not gonna be any flavor there.
There's not gonna be flavor. Right? It's all watered down. But I could not be further from what the truth of that is, and that is Mr. Peat brings the heat.
Peat comes out swinging.
Oh,
comes out swinging
100%.
hard.
Their whole story behind it is just they're unabashedly what they have on the bottle, on the label, on the box is exactly what you get.
Yeah.
And I think that really goes well with Marvel because Marvel United is exactly what you think it's going to be.
Yeah, you're uniting up. You're united together to fight the villains. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. It's only 46% as well, which actually is a little light.
You wouldn't know it because it packs a punch.
It punches you. Yeah, it really does. But it also is done really well because I've had some in the past, and they're like, you know, we're the peat monster, we're this or we're that. So give you a lot of peat, and all it is just a lot of heat. Like there's nothing really beyond that, but this has some really, really nice flavors. Again, it's super light, but yet it really punches you in the face. It's a hero punch to the face.
Yeah, there's so much campfire in there, right?
It really is like one of those campfires in a bottle. And if you see the box as well on our thumbnail, you'll see it actually has a fire extinguisher on it because it's just gonna hit you with all of that peat. It's so good. It's just really tasty. I think it goes really well with Marvel United.
It sure does. So whether you're going to use a heroic action to rescue a civilian or a heroic action to pop a bottle of Mr. Peat, I think we've learned a very valuable lesson today.
I think we have.
And that is, if you're going to play the 1 to now 5 player game, Marvel United Multiverse, you want to pair it with...
Ooh, Mr. Peat, single malt Scotch from Scotland.
My name is Les.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Tabletop Tastings.
That it is.
Have a great day.
Yeah. We play.
Today, we broke out Marvel United Multiverse. Marvel United is a Kickstarter. One more time. No, that's not. Okay. One more time. One more time.
We need to